Most people believe the greatest threat to an organization is incompetence. They are wrong. The real threat is a leader who is too effective. Not reckless, not emotional, too effective. History recorded this pattern 2,500 years ago. His name was Zhi Bo. He was not careless. He was not irrational. He was elite. He was physically dominant. He commanded elite cavalry. He negotiated like a predator. He expanded territory with surgical precision. He optimized everything. In modern language, he was the executive who never loses a room. And that is where the danger began. Because repeated success rewrites causality inside the human brain. At first, you think, this works because the system allows it. Later you think, this works because I am superior. That shift is subtle, but it is fatal. Zhi Bo began to believe that his victories were proof of destiny. He demanded land from allies. He pressured rivals. He expanded faster than anyone in his generation. And nobody stopped him, because nobody could. Until the river. Zhi Bo diverted the Jin River to drown his final rival, the city of Jinyang. He stood on his chariot, overlooking the city walls. The water was rising. It was only a few bricks below the top of the wall. 3 bricks away from collapse. And he said something chilling. I never knew water could destroy a nation like this. He was looking at the water. He should have been looking behind him, because his 2 allies were standing there, watching. In that moment, they understood something irreversible. If he can drown them today, he can drown us tomorrow. Power is tolerated only when it is predictable. The moment your capability exceeds the emotional bandwidth of the system around you, fear replaces cooperation. This is the mechanism. In system dynamics, this is called the limit to growth archetype. A reinforcing loop drives expansion. Success increases power. Power increases success. But expansion creates pressure. Pressure generates resistance. Resistance accumulates silently. And when the balancing loop activates, correction is violent. Zhi Bo saw only the reinforcing loop. He did not see the balancing loop forming in silence. He believed strength guaranteed stability. But systems do not reward strength. They reward equilibrium. His allies made a decision. They switched sides. The flood reversed. Zhi Bo was captured, and the system completed its correction. They hollowed out his skull. They lacquered it. They turned it into a drinking goblet. This is not mythology. It is structure. When a system eliminates a destabilizing node, it sends a signal. You are no longer a leader. You are a warning. Now bring this forward. You have seen this pattern. A CEO who centralizes too much authority. A manager who outperforms so aggressively that peers feel disposable. A founder who grows so fast that the board becomes afraid. In thermodynamics, a closed system that absorbs energy without releasing heat explodes. In power systems, humility is not a moral trait. It is a heat sink. It dissipates social pressure. It allows growth to remain tolerable. Without it, tension accumulates invisibly until the correction arrives. Most high performers believe the danger is external competition. The real danger is internal recalibration. If your growth rate exceeds the social bandwidth of your environment, the system will not negotiate. It will reformat. Zhi Bo lost because he misunderstood the difference between dominance and legitimacy. Dominance forces compliance. Legitimacy preserves cooperation. He optimized dominance. He ignored legitimacy. And so the system removed him. But there was one man who understood the math. His name was Zhi Bo. He saw the pattern years before the flood. He warned his leader. He said, he has 5 strengths, but 1 fatal flaw. High competence, low benevolence. That combination generates systemic risk.
Zhi Bo did not try to fight the system. He did not try to reform it. He changed his name. He erased his identity. He exited before the tipping point. That is the art of survival. If you recognize a Zhi Bo in your organization, you have three choices. You can become the balancing force and oppose him. Risky. You can build your own Jin Yang, create defensive redundancy, prepare for flood conditions. Or you can execute the silent exit. Change your trajectory before the system flips. Because systems do not collapse when power peaks, they collapse when predictability disappears. The tragedy of Zhi Bo is not that he lacked intelligence, it is that he misunderstood scale. He thought strength was infinite, but every system has tolerance limits, and every expansion curve intersects a threshold. The question is not whether correction will come, the question is whether you can see it forming. Survival is not about being the strongest node, it is about staying within the bandwidth of the system that surrounds you. If you grow too fast, grow your legitimacy faster. If you dominate, dissipate heat. If you sense resentment accumulating, it probably already has. The system is always calculating, and it always balances the equation. The most brilliant leader in your organization may not fail because of incompetence. He may fail because he is too effective. And if you were that leader, remember the river. Remember the 3 bricks. And remember that systems do not forget. They wait until the moment they flip.